Hey, welcome to Chair Tai Chi. It's a 60-minute class. Do what you can with what you got. Keep it between the easy and ouch, and find your chair. And I'm going to join you in the back of the room. So I'm going to stand up, move my front chair out of the way. Let me get that over here to the side. I will come back up to the front of the classroom when we do that guided rest and relaxation portion of our class. And I'm back here. I'm making sure, I'm a little bit away from the wall so I don't hit the wall with my hands today. Sometimes it happens. And let's come on and sit down on the chair. And I'm coming away from the back of the chair. I'm looking to see if I can see myself in the camera. I can. All right, to start our Chair Tai Chi class today, we make a right fist. Y'all got to figure out which one is your right fist. So this is my right fist. That's the sun. And the flat left palm, that's the moon. And then we bow down to one another in respect to start our Chair Tai Chi class. So in Veterans Yoga Project, we do 5 things. We do breathing, mindful movement, meditation, guided rest, relaxation, and that gratitude practice. Now, sometimes that meditation is meditation in movement. And we kind of coordinate the breath with the movement. So that's very a meditative state. Sometimes other people, do a meditation in addition to the guided rest and relaxation. So we're going to start out with the leg out to the side, and I'm resting on the back of the heel and toes towards me. You might feel a kind of a, what's the word for it? A squeezy sensation in the back of the leg, that calf, and that's perfectly normal. It might be radiating up into the knee, the top of the leg, the quadricep, the hamstring, maybe in the booty. If it's spicy in the back of the knee, bend that knee a little bit, but still toes towards you, heel pushed away. Very good. Now let's point the toes away. Ooh, might feel a little different. Might feel an extra kind of stretching happening here on the top of the foot. Not all of my toes point in the same direction. That's kind of weird, right? Yeah, okay. It is what it is. And then we're going to point and flex. So we're going to bring it towards you and away. Again, this is Chair Tai Chi today. It also helps with easing aches and pains in the body, back, shoulders, hips, knees, feet, you name it. Well, it helps. And this is very slow movement that helps with this. Also, a nice thing about this is that, you're listening, you're watching what we're doing. You can't think about the past. You can't think about the future. So you're in the now. So that's a good thing to be in the present moment. Lessens your stress that way. And then let's invite that leg in. Woo, and do the other side. So bring that leg out. Maybe you have to kind of shake it out, wiggle it out. And I have my other one kind of at an angle here. And again, I'm going to invite the toes towards me. Woo. Does this one feel more squeezy, more contraction energy than the other? Or does it feel the same? Or did you even really notice? Who knows, right? Does this one flex more towards you than the other one? So things to kind of notice. Yoga and Tai Chi are great about increasing body awareness, like, ooh, this feels different this side versus the other. Why is that? So these are like questions you ask yourself. Is it because maybe I injured that foot, or, I have, a really noisy shoulder, whatever your issues with your tissues, right? And then point the toes away. Now, when I did that on this side, there goes my twang. I had a little pop of the top of the foot, little snap, crackle, pop. You might be noticing that too. And then let's do the point and flex. So this also helps to lessen leg cramps, foot cramps by doing these types of movements. When you're pumping your calf, which is what we're doing at this moment, that returns blood flow from those lower extremities back to the heart. And calf pumps are considered to be the second heart. Something you need to do when you're on a long car ride, when you're in the airplane, to avoid, accumulating blood clots. Okay, so keep all that kind of stuff moving. Except if you're driving, I don't think you can do the pumping if you're driving, but take frequent breaks. Okay, and I wore compression socks when I went up to Oklahoma last week, and I was doing my calf pumps and my ankle circles, all that stuff. 2 more, and bring it in. All right, very good. We're going to do the Atlas point rotation, little softening of the tension in the neck, the shoulders. We're going to take the nose and draw a circle or an oval with the nose. You might be hearing snap, crackle, pops happening in those shoulders, in the back of the head, where the spine inserts into the head. And if this makes you dizzy, what you can do is have the eyes look forward as you're doing the Atlas point rotation. It gives your eyes an extra little exercise when you do that. But it also helps folks that maybe have those equilibrium shifts to kind of keep out of feeling dizzy, especially if you have those dry crystals in the ears. Some of us do. And then let's pause and go the other way. And so notice what you notice, how this feels going that other direction. Oof. Again, I kind of hear that crinkly stuff when my chin is more towards my chest. This softens those neck muscles. Does it feel spicy? Do you notice one side more kind of sensation than the other? Very good. Bring it back to the center. Next is swimming dragon. So this, again, range of motion in the neck and shoulder area. So hands together. And again, I'm sitting away from the back of the chair, so I engage those tall posture muscles. If you need to scoot forward, this is your time to do that. Okay, very good. So we're going to breathe in, let the belly get big. And as you exhale, contract that belly button, push hands one direction, turn the head the other. Now don't go past what you need to go. Just, keep it between the easy and ouch. And again, breathe in, stay here. Exhale, belly button tight, bring it back to the center. Staying here, breathe in, belly big. The chest expands also, by the way, and then push it one direction, turn the head the other. If you go the same direction in the row, that's okay too. Do what you can do, okay? Stay here, breathe in, and bring it back to the center. Let's do one more each side, but first, breathe in. Very nice. Push the hands, turn the head, exhaling. Staying here, breathe in. Exhale back to the center. Again, breathe in, belly big. Exhale, push the other way. One more time, breathe in, stay in the position. And exhale back to the center. From here, arms out to the side. Let's inhale, circle, sweep arms up. And in Tai Chi, we do the finishing breath, which means hands come down the heart center as if your hands are on top of a ball and you're pushing the heavens energy down to your dantian, that little energy center about 2 finger widths or 2 inches below your belly button, 2 inches in. In Tai Chi, we accumulate energy by kind of filling this container from the bottom all the way to the top. It's a different concept than yoga. And once that container is full, then we can direct energy out through the different meridians in our bodies. Some of this self-healing type of modality. All right, so from here, let's cup the hands once again, or for the first time maybe, and swing those arms. Ooh, notice that one shoulder is making a lot of noise, or there's some strong sensation going on. You may need to be less vigorous, and that's okay. Do what you can with what you got today. My right shoulder is like making a big noise there. And then maybe you can tap the shoulders. So you're bending the elbows a little bit more. Or fake taps work too. 2 more. This is 2. And this is 1. And just kind of let it kind of be less, be less, be less. Now I'm going to shift over to one side of my chair. And then maybe my hand either on my leg or my shoulder as I draw an oval or a circular shape with my arm. So I'm not doing it with the wrist. I'm kind of originating that from the shoulder area. Again, maybe you want to place a hand on the shoulder. Again, you do not have to go too far wide or out. Do what you can, again, with what you got. And it may be different from what's going on with me. This one feels like it needs to snap, crackle, pop. I don't know. It feels kind of strange today. So this is hard to say, arm stirs. I guess that makes sense, right? You're stirring the air. And then let's make it smaller, smaller, and smaller. And then reverse. Go the other way. Here we go. And again, maybe yours is an amoeba shape. Maybe it's not circular or ovally. It's some other kind of shape. That works too. Ooh, I can feel that snap, crackle, pop here. And again, make it smaller, smaller, and smaller. Very good. I'm going to sit up tall and then kind of shimmy over to the other side. My chair's kind of wide, so I have to do that. With the arm dangle, again, hand on the leg, maybe hand on the shoulder. This one, I just have the hand on the leg because I don't feel, this other side is my pacemaker side. So sometimes it just kind of feels, what's the word for it? Icky in my body. You know, doesn't feel quite the same as the other one. It's not bad or anything. It just feels quite different. So I kind of like do a little bit faster sometimes, a little bit bigger on this side. Again, we're trying to address all the major joints in our body through these movements that we do today. This is our Qigong section of our Chair Tai Chi. And then let's reverse that. Go the other way. Very good. Woo. Again, you'll get a copy of the video once I process that. Be sure to, save it for later, to watch later. Yeah. And I'll give you instructions on how to do that. And then let's kind of make it smaller, smaller, and smaller. Very good. Now I'm going to come back to the center of my chair because I was kind of leaning out there. We're going to do wild goose flutter. So basically shaking the arms up here, kind of at angles to the front of the room. Very good. Maybe you can take one to the center, one to the side, a couple of times. And then switch sides. Shake, shake, shake. And then back to the center. Maybe you can do it straight out to the side. Mine doesn't go very high up when I do straight out to the side. Feels kind of challenging on that right side, that right shoulder. Back to the front. Very good. All right, and from here, let's spin the wrists. Lessen carpal tunnel. Bring a little air across your chest. My shirt went up there on Wild Goose Flutter, so I was like pulling it down there. And notice if the right or the left is doing this differently. So my left is not as, I don't know, floppy, I guess you'd call it, compared to my right. And then let's reverse, go the other way. Now I notice that when I go the other way, how it feels more stiff than my right side. Again, notice what you notice, okay? Oh, I like this one because it brings air more here at my neck, at my face. Sometimes I get super hot in teaching these classes, because I'm talking. And then slow it down. Very good. You might notice a sensation going on with the hands when you do that. Let's clap the hands. Ooh, that was a good clap. Rub some heat into the palms, into the fingers. Very good. So we're going to move on to what's called the Qigong detox. We do this in the formulation of the Big Six. The Big Six is a term that Dr. Perry Nicholson came up with. It addresses the 6 major areas in our bodies, the lymphatic drainage. So what we're going to do first is kind of spread out the hands, and we're going to bring the hands above and below the collarbone. So you kind of stroke across. If you don't know anything about this, this is a good little side research thing you can do. Just look up BIG number 6. We have more lymphatic fluids in our body than we do blood. And so the only way to move it is to move your places in the body. All right. And you can also tap across. Whenever I do this, I get lots of sinus drainage. So if I that's why. Other side, again, spread out those hands above and below the collarbone. When you go to the doctor and you're sick, they're always like, palpitating your neck, around your jawline. They're looking for inflamed or swollen lymph nodes or glands, as they call them now. So we're kind of getting rid of the muck that gets accumulated by physically manipulating this ourselves. By the way, if you're tired of sitting down, you can do this stuff standing up. I just want to let y'all know in case you were going, we're going to sit the whole time. Well, yeah, but you can stand up. Now we're going to go to area number 2, which is the in front and back of the ear. And you, again, kind of spread out the hands. You go down the jawline and then down the side of the neck. So this is one for increasing cerebral spinal fluid flow. Why is that important? Well, we have a buildup of waste in our bodies, and in the brain, the only way that it exits out is when we sleep at night. You need to have a clear pipeway to get that out. And it usually goes through the left side down the subclavial vein, and then the circulatory throughout our poop and pee and all that kind of stuff. And this is to lessen brain fog, lessen dementia. All right, let's do the other side again. What I like to do also is come back here at the very kind of curve of the head, cervical 1 and 2, because that's also a nice kind of, so I just kind of reach back a little bit and, front and back of the ear, down that jawline, down the side of the neck. So some folks might feel a little headache because maybe they've got some inflammation going on and they've broke it up and they're letting it exit your body, or sinus drainage. So you might notice that after doing the big 6. But after you do this daily, you don't have those kind of side effects or symptoms, I should say. All right, so area number 3 in the big 6 is the armpit. So you can take that hand kind of at a right angle and then just press it into your armpit with that thumb here at that pectoral or chest muscle. So you can just press and squeeze. That's the simple version. Or maybe you want to tap into the armpit, or take a fist, pound into the armpit, or kind of rub, dig for gold. So men and women that get breast cancer, this is the area they check to see, did the cancer move to these lymph node nests? Okay, so just kind of know that. So we're clearing out the muck, okay? We're flushing out our little individual little body toilets throughout the body. I know it sounds weird, right? All right, let's do the other side. Again, you can just press and squeeze, or, tap, 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 rub, rub, rub. Now, I had heart surgery 2 years ago, and they went in through my ribs to do the heart surgery. And so I have these scars on the side of my body. So I will also tap, tap, tap my scar area so I can be sure to have lymphatic flow continuing to flow out throughout my entire body. You want to know more about that? Just, send me a reply, email. Tell me more about that. All right, area number 4. So area number 4, I have to bring my feet forward on this because I kind of poof my chest forward, find the bottom of my ribs. So the diaphragm sits kind of up into our ribs. Sometimes we can feel like we have challenged breathing. I take my fingers and I press here right there at that little kind of curvy place, and I press out. Now, for some folks, that might be a little painful, do a little bit less, but we're going to move on to area number 4, which is that torso, the gut. So play percussion here, or maybe chop, or maybe you can take your fists, maybe you're going to jiggle up and down. So the gut is considered to be the second brain in the body, according to traditional Chinese medicine. If you're wanting to aid digestion and elimination, you'll be here at the very center, then you shift over to the left and then down and to the right. So you go in that, what they call clockwise manner. So that massages, the stuff to go out. All right, area number 5 is the inguinal crease. I can never say that word correctly, but it's basically where the leg inserts into the torso. You have this crease going on here, yeah? And so I kind of bring my feet out like we do in sumo stomp and take the side of my hands and chop, which is called the kwa in Tai Chi. You can also rub, but in mixed company, I prefer chopped. Just putting that out there, okay? Men who get prostate cancer, women that get uterine or ovarian cancer, again, these are the areas they check to see, did the cancer go into these lymph node nests, right? So here we are trying to clear them up. Notice if it feels tender, that might be a sign of inflammation. All right, bring the feet in. We're going to take the hands. Again, you can do the right angle and chop at the back of the knee, or just take your hands and stroke the back of the knee. I kind of do both. So it's the bottom of the hamstrings, and I'm hinged forward a little bit here, and the top of the calves, and that bend in the back of the knee. So we have a lot of lymph node nests here. You tend to get swelling, edema in the feet. Work 1 through 6 before you work your feet. And sometimes, people do massages, stimulation of feet, but it goes, your lymphatic drainage goes from low to high pressure. This is high pressure going into the low area to exit out the bottom. So you gotta, it's like snow on the driveway, and you're just pushing it around if you don't, clear it. Anyway, I'm not sure if I did that analogy correct, but that'll be another time. Very good. All right, clap your hands. Nice. From here, inhale, circle, sweep arms up, And this time, we're going to make fists and bring them down to your lap. We're going to do eagle claw next. So inhale, fist to chest. Exhale, fist sky high. Inhale, back to your chest, open up the hand. Exhale, push it forward, spread out those hands, fingers. Inhale, back to your chest, feel the squeeze. And then exhale out to the side. Now we're going to open and close that fist 5 times. So here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back to your waist. Switch sides. Inhale, fist to chest. Exhale, sky high. Inhale, back to your chest. Open up the hand. Exhale, push it forward. Nice. Inhale, back to your chest. And you can turn your head if you like. Exhale, arm out to the side. Open, close 5 times. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Again, bring it back to your waist. Inhale, other fist to chest. Or maybe it's the same side. Who knows? Exhale, sky high. Inhale, back to your chest. Open up. Exhale, push it forward. Beautiful. Inhale, back to your chest. Exhale, out to the side. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back to your waist. Last time. Here we go. Inhale, fist to chest. Exhale, sky high. Increases mobility. Inhale, back to your chest. Open up the hands. Exhale, push it forward. Inhale, back to your chest. Spread out those fingers. Exhale, out to the side. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back to your waistline. Let's do that finishing breath. Inhale, circle, sweep arms up, but I'm going to change it up. Back of the hands come down for the blood pressure technique. Bring the hands down. It looks like a little heart. And you bring your arms out to the side. So what we do with the hands, we take the thumbs across and we fold the fingers on top of the thumbs. That stimulates the heart meridian. Then we inhale, elbows back, chest forward. And then exhale, take the arms out to the side. So you turn the arms out to the side again to stimulate the heart meridian in the body, okay? And then inhale, circle, sweep arms up. Exhale, bring the back of the hands down the heart center. Grab the thumbs and then inhale, elbows back. Helps normalize high or low blood pressure. Exhale, arms out to the side. Turn those palms out. Very good. Inhale, circle, sweep arms up. Bring the hands down the heart center. Grab those thumbs. Inhale, elbows back, chest forward, squeeze. Exhale, out to the side. And let's do the finishing breath. Inhale, circle, sweep arms up. Exhale, bring down the energy. Bring the energy down from the heavens, down to the dantian. From here, bring a hand down to the side. We're going to take that hand, turn the palm away. So it's pinky towards me, thumb to the back of the room. And then inhale, circle, sweep an arm up. Exhale, back behind you. Inhale, gather both arms up, flip the hand, and we're going to bring the other hand down. And then turn the thumb away, pinky towards me. Here we go. Breathe in, circle, sweep arm up. Exhale, back behind you. You may have to turn your chest a little bit. Inhale, gather both arms up, flip the hand. Bring the other hand down beside the body. Turn the thumb away, pinky towards me. Here we go. Breathe in, up, 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 up. Exhale, back behind you. This is called Kuan Yin, paints the rainbow. Inhale, gather up. Flip the hand, bring the hand down. Turn the palm away, face it outwards, thumb to the back, pinky to the front. Inhaling, up, 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 up. Exhale. Range of motion, isolation of the shoulder. Inhale, gather, flip. We'll do one more each side. Bring the hand down, turn that thumb away, pinky towards me. Inhale, circle, sweep arms up. Exhale, back behind you. Inhale, gather them up, flip it down. All right, other side last time. Turn the palm away, thumb away, pinky towards me. Here we go. Inhale, circle, sweep arms up, arm up, not arms. Exhale, back behind you. Woo! Inhale, gather. Flip it and bring the hands down. Now let's do the finishing breath. Inhale, circle, sweep arms up. Exhale, bring down that energy. Very good. From here, let's scoot back in our chair. Scoot all the way back. We're going to do some knee strengtheners first before we do some of the footwork. So again, let's clap our hands. Get some heat into the palms. Move it into the fingers. Then I invite you take the heat of the hands and on top of the knees. Now you're not pressing down too much, like to where it's painful, okay? Just transferring the heat from the palms to your kneecaps. Maybe come up on the pads of the fingers to stimulate those acupressure places. And I'm just kind of going back. It's a little bit almost ticklish. Let me just put it that way. And then I take the palms of my hands and I tap, tap, tap the outside of the knees. That's for lessening knee pain. This is the gallbladder meridian. Now, one that's a little spicy to me, at least, is when we take it to the inside, which is the stomach meridian. So just notice does it feel different outside versus the inside? Just notice if that's different for you. Okay, now we're going to go on to the knee strengthener and a little dementia preventions, because we're using both sides of the brain, upper and lower body. So the first thing that we're going to do is flex a foot. Ooh, I'm going to lift my leg because it feels weird on the chair. So toes towards you, show me the bottom of your foot, and then lower, and you're going to hover, so it's not touching the floor, in other words, and then point the toes forward and down. So this is going to strengthen all this stuff around the knee. Other side. Flex that foot. And again, I always lift my leg because it feels stuck on my chair for whatever reason. Toes towards you, heel flexed away, and then lower, hover, and then point the toes. Ooh, my foot just popped. And then lower. We're going to two more. We're going to add on to it though. Oh my. Flex the foot, flex the opposite palm. So think about that. So, we're crossing the brain barrier there. And then lower, hovering. Point the toe, point the fingers, and release. Other side, flex foot, flex the opposite hand. Ooh, kind of feels spicy in my booty there. Lower the leg, and then we're going to point the toe, point the foot. I'm going to bring it down so you can see that. And release. One more. So here we go. Flex the foot, bottom of the foot, flex both hands. That makes it easier, maybe. Bring all that down. And then point the toe, point the fingers. Woo! And release. Other side, flex foot, flat, or show me your palms. And then lower, hover. And let's point the toe, point the fingers. And release. So that was our knee strengthening series. Come away from the back of the chair because we got to do a little bit more foot action going on here next. So let's do sumo stomp. So we're going to start off kind of in baby steps here. So we're going to take a leg out to the side. So I'm kind of sliding it out to the side and bringing it in. So I've got carpet here to where I can kind of do that. And just kind of notice what's going on in this hip complex, yeah? Then maybe you can add some air to it. Imagine there's a soccer ball here and you want to bring the leg up and over that soccer ball. You may have to have the hand underneath the knee to make that happen, but maybe you can do it with your own muscular strength. So this is one of these functional moves that, you come in and out of the car. Maybe you kind of do this when you go in, you get out of the car. If you have spicy back pain, you're going to go, whoop, okay, a little bit slower. If you want to increase your range of motion, I do invite you to use the hands underneath to kind of go a little bit higher. And maybe you want to add a little stomp for vibrational energy, building bone density. If you have bone spurs, plantar fasciitis, neuromas, this may not be your cup of tea. You may want to go soft, and it's okay, all right? One more in and one more out. And then, of course, one more in. Very good. Now, I'm on a metal chair, so my pants kind of slide pretty good with the chair and me. So, maybe you don't have that going on. Maybe you do. Other side. Again, if you want to guide it with your leg, I tend to kind of like move on my chair a lot when I do this. So it's like, okay, hang on. Again, imagine there's a ball there, some sort, and you're going to, hop the leg over. Again, if it's spicy, you're going to do a whole lot less, okay? You don't want to go towards pain. No. But maybe discomfort's okay, but pain, no, it's not okay. Hands underneath, maybe. But, if you have fibromyalgia, which, a lot of my clients do, they tell me, Gail, I have pain if I do. I have pain if I don't. But when I come to class, again, I do have pain, but the pain feels different. It's not like if I've done nothing. It feels better in my body. And I've always like, wow, okay, that's such an interesting concept, yeah? Maybe you want to stomp here. I actually had like 5 people in my gentle yoga class. And again, these are very common comments I got back from them. Let's do 2 more. This is 2. And this is one. Woo! And join me back to the center. Very good. From here, we're going to bring the ankle bones together. So bring your ankle bones together. Maybe your hands are back behind you. Maybe, you know, they're on your legs. We do, it's called the jitterbug. So we're strengthening the ankles to have a better walking ability. So we're going to be basically heel toeing over to the side with those feet. Oof, my feet are popping. That right one is super stiff. You go over to the other side. Now, what you can do to add on to this, you can take fists and twist the upper body as you're twisting the lower body, or maybe it's the same direction. I don't know. If I look in the mirror, then I mess myself up, okay? Does one feel more strong than the other? And so my left one is less strong. I do notice that. And I'm warming up my chair with my behind. I don't know if that's a bonus or not. And then, you know, go over to the side and then join me in the center. Woo. All right. Woo. Heels out, toes in. Well, they're doing the best they can, okay? And then we're going to independently walk them out and independently walk them in. Here's where I usually notice, ooh, left side is more weak than the right side. You might notice that too. So some of my MS clients, multiple sclerosis, I can't say that. A lot of them have foot drop because of, you know, the signals of the body not communicating well with the nerves and all that. And so this for them might be vastly different, one side versus the other. And it's okay. You know, we've got going on what's going on. We're doing the best we can, but this helps us also with that foot drop. So yay. One more. Okay, very good. Once again, clap those hands. A little bit of heat here into the palms. And let's get that on that shins, the calves, the side of the legs, the inside, the knees, the underside, especially after that with the feet, yeah? Very good. Let's inhale, circle, sweep arms up and bring down the energy. From here, draw a circle in, and then draw another circle in. So you may know this as wax on, wax off. I'm gonna bring my feet a little wider because I shift my weight from one bun to the other, seems like. Also lubricating those shoulder joints, using a little bit of core here, both in the front and the sides and the back of the body. My right one does really good. My left one, not so much. Again, that's okay. Sometimes they match each other. Sometimes, oh, you know, I've had a challenging week or so. And then pause, because now we're going to wipe it out. Now, why is it when I wipe out, it gets bigger circles? I don't know the answer to that. I want to get into all the nooks and crannies of that coffee table. I'm wiping down my coffee table. Who am I kidding? I don't wipe down my coffee table. I have books stacked on my coffee table. The truth hurts. Now bring it sky high like you're doing your windows. Well, you know, that doesn't happen very often either. And then wipe them in. So this is where people go, oh yeah, wax on, wax off, Karate Kid. And if you don't know what that is, oh gosh, you know, I don't know what to tell you. Maybe make fists and then bring the elbows across. So these are elbow digs that you can add onto it or not. Helps you to kind of get a little bit more into your ribs, into breathing deeper. Let's do two more. That was two. This is one and one. Now bring it on top, like you're wiping the table again. You're wiping in, wiping in. Make it smaller, smaller, and smaller. Very good. Beautiful. Inhale, circle, sweep arms up. Bring down the chi. Okay. From here, let's do some spinal cord breathing. So basically, remember those cuppy hands when we swung the arms? We cup them in front of us. And when you inhale, elbows up, chest forward. This is like cow pose in yoga. And then exhale, curve the spine, bring the forearms close, curve your spine to the back there, and maybe the forehead on the hands, maybe not. And then inhale, elbows up, 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 up. Sometimes this is spicy for the back, so do a little bit less curvature. Exhale. Inhaling up, 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 up. Go slow if you need to, and that's okay. Exhale, curve the spine. Let's turn it to the side. Inhale, elbows up. Breathe deep. Exhale. Other side, elbows up, up, up. And exhale. Let's go back to the center. Elbows up, breathe in. And exhaling. And then inhale, circle, sweep arms up. Bring down the chi. Very good. From here, walk a foot forward and then the other. This is called cross crawl or a brain gym, brain work. And maybe, you can pump the arms. Maybe it's the same arm going forward. Maybe it's the opposite arm. I don't know. Again, using both sides of the brain here, both upper and lower parts of the body. So that's good. Little taste of cardio here. Just a little. Let me see what my heart rate is. I don't know. Oh my goodness. We'll see what it is in a bit. And then come back to your chair. Shake your hands out, shake your legs. Shake your legs side to side, shake your arms side to side. Now you got to remember, which leg did you start with? Oh, well, you're going to start with the other one now. Walk it forward and back. If it's the same side, arm, and leg that step forward, that's okay too. We're just doing this again. Again, a little dementia prevention here. Woo! 2 more, 2, and 1. Very good. Inhale, circle, sweep arms up. Exhale. Now I'm going to come up to the camera. We're going to do a little bit of energy work now. And let's see where that is. Okay, right there at the center. And so this is for different places in our body. So if you want to lessen headaches and vertigo, you can take the sides of the hands and tap, tap, tap. Now it's not whapping, it's tapping. Little bit of hand tapping. So some of our other teachers teach the tapping techniques. This is ones that are aligned with Tai Chi or traditional Chinese medicine. Very good. The next one is for maybe digestive nausea challenges. You take the interwebs of the hands and you tap, tap, tap. Let your fingers relax as you tap into those little arcs. Arcs? I guess they're arcs. Breathe in, breathe out. And then flip it. Sound effects are optional. Very good. Now we're going to do the interwebs of the fingers, and that's for pain and numbness in the limbs. So go into the in-between places. If you've got rings, be careful, okay? Tap, tap, tap in those valleys. You normally interlace your fingers in a certain pattern. Just know that. And you're probably going, well, what do you mean? Well, someone says interlace your fingers, you do that, right? So we're going to challenge that. So make it stop, wiggle the top finger, and then switch it to where the other finger's on top. That feels weird. Tap, tap. Doesn't that feel weird? It's like, wait, I want to go back to the other direction. Yeah. Again, lessening pain and numbness in the limbs. Next is the pulse points here for cardiovascular issues. So we tap, tap, tap. So you can do this like together like this or kind of do up and down. I like up and down. Woo. And then flip it. Get a little more time here. You typically do this for about a minute in each of these areas. We just do like a little sampler, okay? Just to kind of get you exposed to this. I have a video on my YouTube that, does the 1 minute each. And then kind of like we did when we were swinging the arms, when we were doing the spinal cord breathing, we cup the hands and we tap on top of the hand. Now, if you got a ring, you're going to curve it over a little bit. So the back of the hand is for osteoarthritis, for back pain. Makes a nice little sound. And again, I'm not whapping. It's like little light tapping. Make those veins kind of really come up there, which the nurses love. All right, and do the other side. So again, you need to curve it if you've got, a ring there. Some people put their hand on their leg and do that, but when I do that, I tend to go a little bit more force. So I do it in the air. You choose what you need to do, okay? Now you move it to the back of the wrist, for that's for neck and shoulder pain. So again, tap, tap, tap. I got bony wrists going on here. Let's do the other one. Boy, my heart rate's up to 131. You wouldn't think sitting in the chair, you get your heart rate up. Yes, you can.
Yeah.
And then one of my favorites is to take that fist and punch into the palm for lessening stress, improving clarity, consciousness. Here we go. Now I'm a little bit more vigorous on this one. Let's do the other one. You're going to notice one side may be stronger than the other. Here we go. Very good. From here, take the hands as if you were holding a ball and sweep it down and over to the side. So it's like drawing a figure 8. So again, we're kind of getting into the back muscles here, a little bit of the core, a little bit of working one side of the brain versus the other. Of course, I hope you all are breathing.
Yes.
Yes. And then reverse that. Oh my. Does your brain want you to go back to the original direction? And usually mine does. It's like, and then my sideline number 8 doesn't look as pretty as the original. Well, okay, that's my opinion. Whew. Do 2 more. 2 and 1. And then inhale, circle, sweep arms up. Bring down that energy. Next is spread the feathers. So you're going to spread out the hands like a little starfish, and then take the arm out to the side. I'm looking to see how this looks in the camera. I'm going to lower the arm a little bit. Then I turn the thumb to the back of the room. Then I take my opposite ear, drop it towards my shoulder, so that gives you more blood flow to the brain on the extended arm side. You might feel some sensation in that upper shoulder, upper back. Whew. Now, from here, drop the chin towards the chest and towards the opposite direction as the arm, back down to the chest gently, slowly, and then towards that extended arm side, and then release everything back to the center. Just kind of notice that buildup of that sensation going on in that shoulder. Other side. So again, hand, spread out the hand, like really spread them out. And again, I'm going to lower a little bit and then turn the thumb to the back of the room. So I got that arm activated there. Then I'm going to take that opposite ear, drop it towards my shoulder, maybe my arm off my leg to help facilitate that. Sometimes the arm here kind of hunches it, I just kind of notice that. Then we're going to take the chin towards the chest gently. And then towards that opposite side of where that arm is going. So you're like drawing a smile with your chin back down to the chest and towards that extended arm side. And then return everything back to the center. Very good. From here, clap the hands. For some folks, that's pretty strong in the shoulders. So let's just return some of this heat to the shoulders. Okay. Sometimes you can lessen pain in the body by putting heat in the hands and then rubbing that area of your body. That's what I have noticed. All right, clap the hands again. Rub, rub, rub. And let's take the heat over to the other shoulder. So next we're going to do some of the hand sequences for lessening strokes. Okay. So for that, you're bringing your arms into the side of the body. So you just kind of glue them into your ribs and you have your hands pointing out. Now I'm going to close the gap between my fingers and have that thumb pointing up towards the ceiling. I'm going to take that thumb and then bring it into the side of the hand. So thumb up, thumb down. This is to help lessen trigger finger, also to work some of the osteoarthritis that might be happening in the joints of the hand. You tend to do a lot of mouse work with your computer, a lot of texting, a lot of typing on the computer. Maybe your wrists, your forearms aren't aligned. Maybe you're not set up ergonomically with your, you're sitting in the chair doing stuff. chopping vegetables, repetitive movements. This is going to help with that. Now we're going to take that thumb now and bring it down to the bottom. Ooh. Notice what you notice. Does one side feel a little more stiff than the other? Maybe, maybe not. Yeah, keep breathing. Very good. Two more, 2 and 1. Now you're going to take your fingers. I'm going to bring it here in the area where you can see that. You press down. Now you try to not have it be flat. Try to make it like more ovally. So press down and up, down and up, down and up, down and up, and go back. So this increases circulation in those fingers, in the small veins, capillaries. It's kind of hard to do with nails, so you kind of do this without the nails digging into the pads of the fingers as best you can. Yeah. And again, all the way to the end. And then all the way back to the index finger. Once you get to the index finger, some of y'all are faster than me. Shake the hands out. Up and down. In fact, do the palms up, out to the side, little arm flapping, little hand flapping here. Very good. Clap the hands softly. Rub some heat back into the palms, back into the fingers. All right. So the next one is finger, your thumb on top of your fingernail, and as if there's a bug, and you're going to flick the bug out of the room. Carefully, okay? Lick it away. This is where you might notice spice in one of your fingers or a couple of them when you flick. Notice what you notice. And do the thumbs. We never do the thumbs. They're kind of hard to do. And back to the fingers. Okay. I don't know if we've done this one before in class. Maybe we have. It's called, yeah, I think we have, called finger scraping. And I've got my cheat sheet here. So for the thumbs, it's the lung meridian. So that's going to soothe sore throats, chest tightness, and shortness of breath. So you basically, you can take the inside, the index finger and the middle finger and scrape along the sides of the thumbs, or take your finger and your thumb and scrape the sides of the thumbs. So just pull it down. And let's switch it over to the other side. So again, pull down the side of the thumb. Again, soothe sore throats, chest tightness, shortness of breath. These are the meridians according to traditional Chinese medicine. The lung meridian. Each hand has a different meridian. So the index finger is the large intestine. That's for digestion, relieving bloating. Let me see what else. Irregular bowel movements. So the digestive system. So again, bring it down the sides of the thumbs. So folks, you'll want to save this video because it has all the hand tapping and some of our hand, the finger exercises. Do the other one. You hear a little scrape noise. That's why it's called finger scraping. All right, middle finger is the pericardium meridian, which is for calming the heart, easing anxiety, helping you sleep. So that and the pinky finger is good for this, for helping to aid sleep. So scrape down the sides of the middle finger, the pericardium meridian. That's hard to say, pericardium meridian. Let's do the other one, okay? Down the middle. Middle finger. Oof. Okay, now the ring finger, start it up. It's called the triple burner meridian. And that is for relieving headaches. Let me see here. Releasing tension, shoulder pain. So this is a good one too. I would think do this before you go to bed. Yeah, yeah. Is one of your fingers spicy? Maybe. All right, let's do the other. Now, if you don't want to have the elbows up, you can bring the arms down. I was like, my arms are getting tired because I feel like I was flying. So the pinky has 2 meridians. It has the heart and the small intestine. So we're not quite there yet, but we're going to go there next. Okay, so we're going to scrape the sides of the pinky. So again, let me see here. I got there for palpitations, for encouraging relaxation, for encouraging better sleep. I can never remember what they're good for off the top of my head. So again, I got to look at my cheat sheet. Hope y'all don't mind. I want to get it right. And then let's do the other one, the last one. And we'll do one more like kind of brain challenge. Yeah. I know y'all like that. Beware of the laugh, okay? All right, so clap the hands. Rub them once again. Then we're going to interlace the fingers, and we have squeezy palms. Now, kind of like we did a little bit earlier, we did the drawing of the figure 8. We're going to draw the figure 8 with our wrists. So basically, draw a figure 8. This might be a little challenging or a lot challenging. I'm okay with this direction. I can kind of do it this side, but the other side, I don't know. Again, using both sides of the brain, adding movement to it. And we kind of got that down. Okay, now come to the center. Now you got to think, okay, I'm going to draw that the other way. Oh my God. I don't know about you, but I'm like, okay. I'm creating new neural pathways by challenging my brain here. I know it looks weird, right? Feels weird. And see, mine went back to the original direction. I'm not gonna, there you go. Clap your hands. Maybe you were able to do that. I was not too much. Yeah. And let's tap our head, boost our memory. So we got all these meridians crossing in on the head. I think all the meridians kind of go there. And be sure to get the back, okay? Back here where that little bunky part is. All kind of like a mullet. All right, very good. Now we're going to settle back into our chair, or maybe you want to get on a more comfortable chair or on the floor or on your bed. So we're going to do that non-sleep deep rest meditation. It's a little bit different than yoga nidra, but it's like a little reset, little brain break. You can do this during the day. So I invite you to get comfortable, whatever that means. Maybe your legs are out, maybe you're crossing at the knees, maybe your hands are resting on your lap, on your back, whatever, okay? Get comfortable. If you need to move, that's okay too, because I know veterans sometimes this is the hardest part, the meditation part, yeah? That's okay. Just all you have to do is listen to my voice. So what we'll first do is get comfortable. And if you can, set your thoughts aside. I know that's tough, okay? But what we're going to do is the elongated breath. So this is to breathe in, and I'll do a clap of the hand 4 times. We'll pause. And as we exhale, we try to draw it out a little bit longer than the inhale. And if you can't do that, just breathe, just breathe. So the purpose of elongated breath is to lower the blood pressure, lower the heart rate, which is beneficial if you have high blood pressure and you're trying to get a little bit lower at the doctor's office, yeah? Okay. So again, get comfortable, wiggle around a little bit, shake it a little bit, and then we'll start our breathing. So again, you can eyes open, eyes looking at the floor, eyes closed, whatever you need to do, okay? So here we go. We're going to breathe in, pausing, and then slowly, slowly exhale. Again, breathe in, big old breath right here. Let that belly, that chest expand, and again, slowly exhale. Again, join me. Breathe in, chest and belly get big. Slowly exhale. Let's do that one more time together. Breathe in. And let's slowly exhale. Good. Notice if there's any strong sensations in your body. Just notice what you notice. For me, it's usually that left side because of my scoliosis. But it seems to be softened a little bit at this moment. Again, notice what you notice. As you breathe in, let's imagine there's a little opening at the top of our head, the crown of the head. And as we breathe in, we're breathing in that healing sunshine. And it's saturating every cell in our body with warmth, with healing power. And as we exhale, the feet maybe are connected to the floor. Anything that's that you no longer need or no longer serves you today is going out through the bottoms of the feet, maybe the back side of the body. So again, breathe in that healing sunshine, saturate every cell in the body, especially those strong sensation areas. And as you exhale, let your mind direct everything out of your body that no longer serves you. Let's do that one more time. Breathe in that healing sunshine right here and let it go all the way down to the tips of the toes. And then exhale, let go of what no longer serves you today. Good. As we're sitting here on the chair, notice that sensation of support, maybe feeling very weighted in the buttocks, the low back, the upper back, the bottoms of the feet, maybe the back of the legs. So feeling that sensation, that heaviness into the surface that's supporting you. Now, contrast that to the front places in the body. Notice the air coming across the skin. The arms are light, the legs are light. The whole front place of the body feels a little bit lighter than the places in the back side of the body. So we're contrasting, feeling heavy, weighted, supported in the back side, and then feeling as light as a feather in the front places of the body. Good. And now I invite you to come back into the now, the present moment. So what I would like for you to do is to kind of wiggle those fingers, wiggle those toes, little ankle circles, feet movements, whatever you can do to kind of bring a little movement into the body, little shoulder wiggles. And we're kind of sunk here in the back of the chair. So I invite you to scoot a little forward, engaging those tall posture muscles again. And my legs are a little bit wide, my hands on the legs. So we're going to do some shoulder circles. So again, this is just a little bit of movement to come back into the body. If you need to continue to sleep though, you can do that too. I think one of my students was telling me, yeah, I fell asleep and I didn't want to come back. And that's okay. You can continue. Ooh, this right side feels a little spicy. Again, notice what you notice, right? And then let's pause and go the other direction. We're going to do a cat-cow also before we end, just to get a little bit of movement in the spine today. You may find one side goes faster than the other, yeah? One more time, all the way around. Very good. We're going to do a cat posture. Again, do what you can with what you got. My hands are going to be on my legs, on my knees, and I'm going to curve my spine to the back of the room. Now I look my head forward. I don't drop my chin, so that's less cervical spine curvature going on. And then I come up to a neutral place, and then I hinge forward. My elbows go out, and I hinge forward. I kind of jump my chin forward too. And I come back to that neutral spine, kind of up and down here. And once again, curve your spine, grab those knees. Woo, nice cat back. Chair Tai Chi with a little splash of yoga. Yeah, just a little. Come back to tall seated posture. Sometimes that's spicy with that pelvic tilt. Be slower. And then hinge forward. Now we're going to come back to neutral spine, which is called mountain pose in yoga. But what we're going to do is hinge forward a little bit. Take an opposite shoulder, turn it towards an opposite knee, both hands on that opposite knee, and just kind of pull gently into that kind of oppositional diagonal stretch there. Keep it away from ouch. And then come back to the center. Very nice and tall. Hinge forward again. Other shoulder points towards that opposite knee. Hands on those legs. Woo! Kind of feel that kind of stretchy sensation happening here. Again, keep it away from ouch. And then come back to the center. Beautiful. So next is our gratitude practice. So I invite you to think about something that you're grateful for, maybe an idea of gratitude. And what I generally like to do is either stack my hands upon my chest or hands together. You kind of choose, or maybe hands in the lap. But I invite you just to drop your chin towards your chest, and gratitude is showing up today. Then I admire your dedication, your determination, your discipline, and your responsibility for signing up for this class, for showing up for this class. So Y'all are awesome just for, thinking about yourselves, a little self-help for your body, your mind, your spirit. And again, whatever you're grateful for or that idea of gratitude, grab it, clasp it, place it into that heart space just for a moment. Very good. And then from here, gaze your eyes forward as we end our class the way we started. So we're going to take that right fist, that's the sun, and that flat left palm, that's the moon. We bow down to one another in respect for ending our Chair Tai Chi class. So this concludes our Chair Tai Chi class. Let me stop the recording.